The NBA is coming back, and you see a lot of players being happy playing with their new teams. You see Chris Paul smiling ear to ear, playing with his new teammates in Phoenix, Devin Booker, DeAndre Ayton. You know what I'm saying? He's having fun. You see Russell Westbrook cheesing, playing with his new teammates in DC, Bradley Beal, Rui Jamara, David Bertans, people who can stretch the floor for him. They're having fun. Training camp is a fun experience. Then you have James Harden. Where the hell is James Harden? James Harden is a great player. If he's your favorite player, do not get mad when I talk shit about him. I have no personal relationship. I have no beef with James Harden as a person, as a man. Therefore, I don't hate you because I don't know you as a man. So calm down. James Harden is probably going to go down as the second best Rocket in NBA history. First, obviously, Hakeem Olajuwon, and then you can argue him or Clyde Drexler. But that can all change. 2014, they gave James Harden Dwight Howard. Dwight Howard obviously got traded from the Lakers, and Dwight Howard still believed that he was one of the best big men in the game, and so did the Rockets organization did as well. Obviously, that didn't work out. Dame Lillard sent them boys home, and then they traded Dwight Howard later. Then they tried to re-up again, give James Harden some help with CP3. They traded for him. CP3 was old, but he still is and was the greatest point guard of our generation. It worked. They prepared to be a 67-15 team, one game away from beating the unstoppable, probably the greatest team I ever seen with my own eyes, the Golden State Warriors. But Chris Paul hamstring, and they blew like a 13-point lead in that game. Also missed 26 straight threes in that game. Then they traded CP3, old ass, got younger and more chemistry. Russell Westbrook is obviously one of James Harden's close friends. They did a lot together in OKC, but the thing about Russ is they had to change their whole game plan and their whole roster to accommodate his defects. Trading their whole big man in Clint Capella and everybody else above 6'7". If you was above 6'7", you gotta go. It worked for a time because Russ stats went up and James Harden's stats stayed the same, and their defense, I don't know how it got better. So that was a bright side. It was very gutsy, but it worked. But they ran into my Lakers, and they got messed up because LeBron James was 6'9" at point guard, and the center for the Houston Rockets was 6'5", and PJ Tucker. It did not work well. It did not end well. They traded Russ, gave John Wall, because James Harden wanted John Wall. They've been hooping together in the summer, and James Harden saw something in John Wall that we didn't see. They think John Wall is back to his old self, and obviously he can be a better shooter, defender, and playmaker than Russell Westbrook was for the Houston Rockets. At least that's what I thought was gonna happen. Bro, Steven Silas don't even know if James Harden isn't even in Houston. Where the hell is James Harden? Where are you, bro? Now, James Harden didn't show up to practice, but he also said he was gonna show up to the player-only practice with himself and the trainer. He didn't show up to that motherfucker either. Then he missed the next team practice. We don't know where he is, where he's at, if he's gonna show. And obviously, I think this is a thing of holding out because obviously he wants to be traded. Now, Russ got his wish. He got traded because it was a common factor in that. They wanted John Wall, so it's easy to trade for that. James Harden still wants to get traded. And you got everybody in practice going hard. You got John Wall going hard. If you saw that video, you got Boogie going hard. You know what I'm saying? They want to have some redemption arcs because they've been injured. Both had Achilles injuries, and they love each other. You know what I'm saying? They played in Kentucky 10 years ago. James Harden, where are you, bro? And I don't want y'all to act like James Harden has a LeBron case where they didn't get help around him so he can win. Or even in Giannis' case, Giannis didn't have that much help either. James Harden has been paired 3 Hall of Famers by his side. It shouldn't be like this. The one thing that ran into the Rockets' way was bad luck. They ran into the Golden State Warriors. Nobody could beat that team. It was impossible. If Golden State didn't exist on planet Earth, they probably wouldn't win a chip. And even then, they probably would be competitive to even get in position to win that chip. It's bad luck. So don't blame the organization. I think Daryl Morey has made the most trades ever as a GM in his time in Houston. So he tried to get James Harden right. He gave him the whole keys to the system. He gave him the stats. He gave him the way he wanted to orchestrate the game to be in charge of a win or loss. It wasn't the system. It wasn't the GM. It was nobody. Houston fans love him. They go right together. Has a lot of strip clubs. James Harden likes strip clubs. James Harden likes rappers. Rappers like strip clubs. Y'all see the comparison I'm making? So it's not like Houston is a bad city. It's not like the basketball team has a bad history of losing. I don't know what to tell you. Houston is a good place to be. I think James Harden got caught into the ISO stuff with Mike D'Antoni, and I feel like it's hard for him to transition into something different. But this has nothing to do with that. James Harden flat out doesn't want to be here. It doesn't matter what they do. He don't even know Stephen Silas. Stephen Silas is the head coach of the team. He don't know where his best player, Hart of Houston, is at. And I guess football players do this a lot. They don't show up to training camp. They don't show up to practice because they're holding out. It's different in football. You will get traded in the instant in football, especially running backs. Running backs do this a lot. You will get traded like that. It's hard to trade James Harden just off the fact that he get a lot of money. A lot of teams don't really want him right now. And he's the heart and soul of Houston. This is hard because on one hand, you don't want to trade James Harden because he's the reason that people are in the building. On the other hand, you trade James Harden, y'all be the best two players on the team are two players who came off Achilles injuries. I'm gonna keep it a buck. I'm not really a fan of James Harden's game, but I get it in some case, but this is not the way you should go about it. You should not hold out. You should not show up to practice. At least give him a text or something, my nigga. Damn. And this is very unprofessional. AD wanted to trade from the Pelicans. AD still showed up to practice. He still went to training camp. He still talked to the media. He still played in the games. Very not high effort, but he's still done that after he gave that city 7 years of nobody. Drew Holiday, at the end of the day, James Harden getting MVP awards. He's getting to the playoffs every year. He's getting paired with Hall of Famers. They tried. He's in Houston, a great city, and he's not even showing up to practice, bro. Then he turned down a 2-year, $100 million deal. They tried to throw the bag. Bro, you know how much lives you would change to them young women if you throwing out that much money a night? I'm just saying, James. So I think that I don't know if the Nets are going to try to trade for him because a reporter, dumbass reporter, asked Karis LeVert about the James Harden situation. Like, how the fuck would he know? Why would he care? I don't think James Harden is even going to get traded to the Nets. I think the Nets are straight right now because they paid Joe Harris. They're keeping Karis LeVert. They're keeping Dinwiddie. They're going to just roll with them boys for now. And I don't see a team where James Harden can go to and he's in a position to win a ring besides Houston. I was hearing trades about the Golden State Warriors, but the Golden State Warriors are over the tax already with Kelly Oubre, so it's going to be hard for them. Maybe the Raptors, but you think James Harden wants to go to Houston, to Toronto? Are there strip clubs in Toronto? I don't know. Yeah, man. I'm trying to get a PS5, bro. Tomorrow I'm going to Walmart. The dude told me be here at noon and stand outside or stand in the building. There will be 18 or 25 PS5s tomorrow. If I have a PS5 tomorrow, I will do nothing. I can't do nothing. I'm broke. I can't give y'all nothing. But hopefully it's a PS4 there. Make sure you like, subscribe. We're trying to hit 2,000 for 2021. Make sure you tell your friends, your family, your bald-headed granny I'm out, man. Peace.